So, if you want to manipulate strings, Python provides a lot of methods built in that will allow you to do that. Some are built into the string class, so they're attached to the string, and some are just general built-in methods or built-in functions. We'll see both of those things. So, what we've already seen is dot lower, which will change the case of a string to lowercase. And you can also use dot upper, dot title, and dot swap case. So the upper turns it all into uppercase. Title just takes the uppercase for the first letter of each word, and swap case just swaps from upper to lower. You can also use methods that will remove white space. So white space being typically regarded as a space, a tab character, or a new line. And if they appear on the end of your string, you can remove them using strip to take them either from the beginning or the end. That doesn't touch any space in the middles, or L strip to take from the left, or R strip to take from the right. And we saw how to format strings in the last video. You can also use center and ljust and rjust to justify a string. And finally, a really useful method, if you want to replace the contents of part of your string with another string, you can use dot replace. So let's see some examples of those. Okay, so we start off with a string hello world, and I'm going to print it out again between these vertical lines, the pipe symbols, as they're called, just to show you what it looks like. So that's the first line of output up here. It's printed with the spaces, so there's some spaces at the beginning and end. Okay, and then I can change the case, and you can see what I've done here. If I use lower, it gives me everything in lowercase. Upper is everything in uppercase. Title, it just changes the W because the H is already in uppercase. And swap case just changes the case of the whole lot. Sorry. And then if I want to get rid of the space, either at the beginning or the end, you can see I can use strip to get rid of both, or left strip to get rid of the space at the beginning, right strip to get rid of the space at the end. And then I can then justify the string using the center or ljust, rjust, and that takes the whole string, including the spaces at the beginning, and puts it in the middle of a string of length, in this case 30. Okay, so you can see that. Obviously, you change how much space you want around it by changing that value. Incidentally, if the number that you give it is shorter than the original string, then it won't do anything. It will just print out the string. It won't delete it. It doesn't shorten the string for you. And finally, if I wanted to take a string and replace part of the content, so this hello world string, I can use dot replace, and I can say which word I want to replace with which other word. In this case, I want to replace world with comp1753. So it will, when I print the string out now, in this line, it will now say hello comp1753. Okay, those are methods built into strings. There are also functions that we've seen before that you can use on strings. So things like len, min, and max can be used on strings. So len for the length, min and max for the smallest and largest values. Thinking of string as a list of characters, but remembering that when you're talking about any strings or characters, they do an alphabetical comparison. So A comes before Z, and capital A comes before capital Z, but it's case sensitive. So all the uppercase comes before all the lowercase. So uppercase Z comes before lowercase a if you're going to use min and max. And punctuation comes before all the letters. So if you want to do something like, here's our hello world string again, and I can print that out. To start with, I can find the length, the min, and the max, and then I can do some combinations of strings. So let's have a look at that first of all. So the length of the string is 17, because it's got those spaces. You can see the space at the beginning and end. The maximum value is W. So if you think about all the punctuation comes at the beginning, then all the capital letters, then the lowercase, and the lowercase, the highest value of the lowercase letters is W, so the one furthest along the alphabet. And the minimum, you might have guessed H, because it being a capital, but actually it treats, remember it's looking at the spaces as well. So the minimum for this string is space. Okay, some combinations. Let's just go back. So the combinations, I can do things like the length, strip the string and then get the length, or I can find the max where I've swapped the case, or I can find the max where I've turned it into title case. So let's look at those. So when I strip the string, it gets rid of the space at the beginning and end, so the length then becomes 12. If I swap case and find the max, okay, if I swap case, then all the lowercase letters become uppercase. Okay, and the only lowercase is then the H, because I've swapped the case, and that means that H will come after everything else because it's the only lowercase letter. So the maximum then becomes H. And if I turn it into title case, that's similar to before, except now W is a capital, so capitals come before lowercase. So the we're just looking at lowercase for finding the maximum because all the capitals come before that, and so the highest valued lowercase letter is R. Okay, again, not really massively important things to know about, but useful if you want to do lots of string manipulation. So I'm going to finish the video here, and we'll look at another topic in a second.